Welcome back to Grit Gym. Today we're talking strength. We come at you. It makes a lot of you with the strength talk. Okay, so we're coming at 12:30 every week. Usually mindset day, Tuesday day, conditioning exercise, and then Wednesday kind of typically is usually strength. That's what our expertise. Then Friday is usually I remember what we're going to talk about on that particular. That if you can hit the like button and give your feedback, greatly appreciate you send this out. Did that too. So I like that we hear. No one knows the Grit Gym exists in a world that can like get this message out again, because health is the no other resource life than your questions. You can ask people. You can't enjoy or your wealth. Enjoy those other three: health, in order. You can challenge your own personal status quo, stepping you back and living the experience. And we're going to give so that your own head, your way you want to live it. And the other day, if they said it was actually, do you think the medium me like for me to inspire the experience, my purpose, for me to live life, did it have to be strength and conditioning, a school teacher, a construction worker, a doctor, whatever. I think the medium does not matter. I think I would have come at this thing on medium matters to your life purpose. Once you find your life where you were, you don't got to switch jobs necessarily. Your new life, that life purpose right here. You got to have the courage to live it. You have to have the courage to take mirror from different angles, which is really hard. It's very difficult. When I first started doing this stuff, it was like as if everything had I lived in the I don't know if it's a paradox, but the spectrum that everything had a right and a wrong. I don't even know if I believe in a right and a wrong. Things that have so much. I tend to live in it's both black and it's white. I live at the two opposite ends of the spectrum and the extremes at the exact same time simultaneously. That's the way I like to do it. It's extreme. I think that everybody probably wants to do that. But that's because small. I want to play. Today we're talking about strength. Why is it important? Why do you want strength? Why are people scared of it? How do you get more of it? Why in the world is this almost like a secret? I think that people outside of the people that don't do what I do, I think like when people come in, and the reason I think they come in, and it's almost like I'm more than willing to give you all of the answers that you've, like it's like they think that I'm the secret from them, and I'm going to give them the secret, and then they won't need me anymore. No, the secret is that it takes work and time. It has to be appropriate for your body. You have to lift heavy, but it has to be at sub-maximal loads. You have to have power. You have to have speed. You have to have strength. You have to have all these things. It gets kind of complicated, and really, like it's almost the Bruce Lee quote. Bruce Lee has this quote where he says, "I don't fear the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks one time. I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." Or wait, that's not even the one I was going for. Oh, my bad, guys. That's my other favorite Bruce Lee quote. But he had, when he first started out in martial arts, he thought that it was just a punch. And then further along with it, and it became very complicated. And he was like, well, a kick isn't just a kick, and a punch isn't just a punch. It's extremely complicated. You know, that's where most people, like, they're either in one of those. Later of martial arts, he said that he was back to the point where he was like, it's actually very simple. A kick is just a kick, and a punch is just a punch. It's this really nice story that he tells, but that's how kind of where I am right now. It's like, to me, like, a press is just a press, a lunge is just a lunge, a squat is just a squat, but it does matter, like what type of hip socket do you have? You know, where are you stiff? Where are you loose? Where do you have too much mobility? Where do you early, and where do you lack stability? Hypermobility or hyperflexibility and lack of stability are actually two different things, but they get intertwined, and people get those really messed up on a pretty regular basis. But what we're actually going to talk about in this video is making strength a priority. Okay, this is almost like a mindset thing around it, because a lot of people, like, oh, they make excuse back, you know, they always find a way. I don't care. Like, if you're bedridden, we can still find a way to exercise. You just have to be creative with it, which is what you're paying me for, right? As his face on his shirt. Now that I can see myself, iPad. But anyway, the reason I know the ability to do this, but they don't make it a priority. Every one of you has clothes on right now. I bet you that you haven't been this morning without clothes on. Clothes on, no matter how late you happen to be to an appointment, you make it a priority. You value the high level. The consequences would be bad, right? If you didn't put on clothes before you left. When you treat strength conditioning on a level of priority, when you make your strength conditioning is good, it's gonna happen. It has to happen. You know, I remember when this all kind of came to be. I was super late for this meeting. Didn't realize what time it was. Actually lost in the project. Realized what time it was. I was supposed to be there in 2 minutes away, and I'm covered in sweat and in the wrong clothes. Instantly wiped off all the dust that was on me, washed off my face, threw on clothes, busted it out the door. So I'm basically like a half hour and 5 minutes late, like 35 minutes late to this meeting. But I still took the time to change my clothes and to watch. And it was a priority, you know. And then one of the things that I missed at this point was back when I would, like, food 4 hours. I was still kind of in my like athletic realm where I was trying to still play football, and so I was trying to get bigger. So I had to eat every 2 to 4 hours to eat, because I was eating like 700 calories every single time. And I don't think that is. I've changed my view around that considerably, but and so I was eating on so late more than I valued that food that I was supposed to eat before I went to this meeting. Skipped out on taking a shower, but I still wipe. I still put on other clothes because I had to, right? So I made it a priority to change it, and I didn't make it a priority to eat. When people tell me I don't have time for breakfast, you didn't make it a priority. It's not that you didn't have time. You didn't make it a priority exercise. You didn't make it a priority. I don't know when I would fit it in. I've seen people they miss time with their kids, and I realize this is like a one that I could totally look like a jerk on, but they made their health a priority, because first, these were the 2 people that I'm thinking of right now were in an extreme position in their lives. They were overweight. The doctors had not given them a very good they were not in a good situation. They were not in a good situation. They needed to get their health in check, or they were going to die, basically. So more important for them to come to the gym, get their workout in, than it was to and miss the first 4 innings of their daughter's or was it more important to be there for the first four innings of that softball game? Now, from my perspective, it's your choice. I'm not trying to be judgmental on anybody's priority. You just sit around and eat ice cream, watching some soap opera BS on TV, and ABC will put that garbage in your brain. Hey, that's your choice. You want to attach a rhinoceros husk surgically to, that's your go. This is your life. This is your experience. If that you want to do, I'm not going to sit there and judge you for that. But if you want exercise, or you want to be healthy, or you want to look better, you want to feel better, you want to put more quality into the years, live a better encompass right now, then you've got to challenge that back from make health your first priority. Above everything else, you have to put you first. And when you put you first, you're better at you, great, and you're a better service to all those that you care about. So that mom that came in, that made health her priority, that came to her workout, missed the first few innings of her daughter's softball game, drove to however many innings it was. Maybe they went into overtime. I don't know. She was putting herself first so that she could be a better mom, so that she could be and enjoy being a better mom while she was at it. I think, from my perspective, like your priorities are your priorities, but made the right decision. And like, I hope everybody watching this challenges a little bit of what they have going on right now, because I don't know, and that's the change. I don't know if this has just always been a thing, but right now there's an outrageous amount of hatred. People are allocating, however you allocate your time and your energy and your efforts and your focus. Like, for instance, I don't get into politics. I don't really care. I don't really know what everybody is mad about Trump about. Who's mad about Trump about something? Maybe not everybody. Like half the country probably seems to love him, but it's because they seem to be scared to death. And the other side is just like pissed, and they're like, we hate this and we hate that, and we hate this, what we stand for. And I'm kind of like, I don't know anything of it because I stay out of it, because I only have enough time and enough energy, or I only have so many resources. I only have so much time. I only have so much energy. I only have so much focus. And I want to put those towards what I can actually do in my life, which is be able to do videos like this. I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to train people. I want to be able to able to help people get better with their live. That's what I want to do. I don't have the extra energy to get drained from all the argument or who, because of some political stance they put on Facebook. I don't totally understand the whole thing. The getting better because you are bitching, and I'm not bitching about that. I'm saying, like, where are you allocating? Where are you putting your priorities? Are you putting your priority argument online? And unfortunately right now, I think my perspective, maybe it is the good way to do it. Thinking about things online has become the priority for a lot of people. Because there's a lot of life to be lived. Like, when I share inspirational things or share educational things, I don't want to share nasty complaints. Sometimes stuff is the bad stuff can kind of go, which I social norm. But where else could you? I'm saying, where else did you like that? Where else are you putting your focus, your energy, your efforts, your time? Where else can you be putting that? Like, do you have clothes on right now? Why? Why do you have clothes on right now? Priority. Can you make for priority? Because, man, that should be number one. Loving yourself, like most people, you say something, thinking you're talking about masturbation. That is not what loving yourself is about. Loving yourself is being right here, right now. Like, I am enough in this moment. I can do my absolute gut-wrenching best right here, right now. And that's enough. That's it. That's my definition. I'm all right here, right now, and that's enough. Aaron says, kind of goes along with how you ask, how is this serving you? A good thing to ask yourself with all the junk arguments on social media. Yeah. How are you, right? Like how is this argument that I'm putting out, like, how is this serving me? For me right now, putting out a video, I suppose on some level, hopefully this is gonna connect with an audience, and somebody's gonna be like, oh, okay, well, I want to go to these guys are thinkers like I am, and it seems to be like a place where it's okay to be socially awkward, like Adam is, and have a reason to come in, but also, then how else is it serving living my purpose? So hopefully it's inspiring a little conscious mind that's holding people back from wherever they want to be. So I completely agree. Like how are your priorities right now serving you? And you can basically look at your life and chop it up and be very objective with this and look, okay, well, if you took all the 15-minute periods of your day and you wrote them out, how is each one of those serving you? Well, those will show you priorities. Up in the morning, and like most of the things that people do, they don't realize that they're even doing them. The habits are nice because we don't have to think to perform them. So we need a certain amount of habits. Habits are a very good thing. Otherwise we go, your perception of the environment, this chair that I'm sitting on right now, I didn't need to think, will that chair support me if I sit on it? I just sat on it. Have that kind of just like assumption or pre-programmed things in our brains. Then we trouble, right? Because we wouldn't be constantly bombarded and exhausted. We wouldn't be able to live our lives very well. So there's certain of these things that are good. So most of us are living a good portion unconsciously. Almost 100% unconscious. Just my subconscious until I got help with it and started meditating, having somebody else who could see. You can't see the picture when you're inside the frame. You cannot see the picture. The person outside almost always has a better than you do. And that's why but until I started doing that, then I started becoming more and more conscious of the things that were holding me back, more and more conscious about what my actual priorities were versus what I thought they were. You have your conscious mind who thinks this, and you have what is actually going on. Or your subconscious mind is going to create this one, and it might not always jive. But real quick questions. Okay, so for instance, you probably didn't think to prove this. You probably didn't think of putting on clothes this morning. You just did it. You don't even think about it. You just do it. It's a priority. You probably about what time you were going to be at work. You just knew that there was a requirement that you had to be there at a certain time. A lot of these things we don't think to ask, we don't think to question, we don't think to go. So why do you have clothes on right now? Because you made it a priority. Why would you not run out of the house without clothes on? Because you made it a priority. So when it comes to strength and conditioning, when you make strength and conditioning a priority, it'll just kind of end up happening. And in strength and conditioning, what do we need? We need to focus on movement first. We need to lift appropriate for our body type. We need to lift heavy, but at sub-maximal load. So you're taking your one a little bit lighter from that. Mindset-wise, you got to believe in your, nutrition-wise, you gotta believe in yourself that you think that you have the courage to actually switch the game, to take the look in the mirror, to take the hard look in the mirror. So what are some ways that we can build strength into your daily life? And the easiest way to do this is to pick a time, or the simplest way to do it, difficult. Pick a time, and that's what you're going to every single day. Maybe you skip out on the weekends. I don't know, but every single day, 8:30 every day, 8:30 every day. I'm doing anything else. Nothing else is planned for that. 8:30 every day, Monday to Friday. So if it's important, you do it every day. And if you get into habit, like, oh, is it gym? Is it not Wednesday to go to the gym? No. Every day you're going to the gym at a certain time. It's not that your husband doesn't get to not be supportive. You not be supportive. This is just what you do. You decide of your life, regardless of what else is going on. And like a lot of people want to challenge, you are in control of the life right now. And the sooner that you take responsibility for that, the better. You're not a victim of your reality. You're not a victim. Like a victim, and then there's the martyr syndrome. The victim tends to think the needy person, and the martyr syndrome be the hero complex that's got to come and save everybody. Neither of these are accurate. I had like the martyr syndrome, so I was always saving the needy people, which is really silly. You're neither of these. When you start looking at yourself, taking responsibility for your own life, and experience it for what it really is, and when you make it a priority, when you make you your first priority, you're more likely to do that. And this takes guts. Okay, this takes a lot of guts. I mean, all this stuff that I'm talking about, all this stuff, that everything that we could have called it courage gym. You know, it really boils down to how much guts you have. You know, because at some point, it's not going to come down to X's and O's. Like, you could have the greatest strength training program, and if you never have the guts to show up and do it, it's not going to work. If you could have the cure for cancer, if you don't have the guts to show up and provide that cure for cancer and sell the world on that cure for cancer, that's the problem. If you are the best parent in the world, but you don't have the guts to go up to the guy that you like and say so, then you're never going to be able to cultivate that relationship to get to the point where you're having kids together in the world. I think everything boils down to guts. And guts is, I mean, all of this strength training stuff, all the stuff that challenge, that's where you gotta go. It's not that whole like do what you love and the fall into place. That's garbage. Do what everybody else will not do because they're scared to death. Of the same things they are, and then things will fall into place. But here's some ways that you can split up your strength training stuff to make it fit in, to make it fit your life. Because a lot of people are confused about this. They're like, well, you can't lift every single day. Yes, if you know what you're doing, and even if you don't know what you're doing, you can with it to a certain extent. You're lifting by yourself. Period. All right, so you do a Monday, Tuesday strength training program. So you go lower body on Monday, upper body on Tuesday, and on Wednesday, lower body on Thursday, upper body on Friday. Do a cardio session where you're doing like interval training, and a recovery type day on. Okay, so like our tune-ups, where there's a lot of stretching, work, a lot of foam rolling, that kind of thing on Sunday. You're doing something every single day. A program like that, you need to be going for 2 hours every single workout. Remember, length not make your workout better. It just length of work improve the workout. At some point, it directly impedes the workout. Shorter workouts are usually no workout unless you're training for the Olympics. Hardly, if you're general population, you're just, you've got a job, all this stuff outside of your work, you probably don't need to be training over 1 hour a day. Anything over that, and it's getting a little silly. So, but that's one way to do it. Monday strength, Tuesday strength, Wednesday cardio, Thursday strength, Saturday cardio, and then Sunday more like a recovery type day. What about Monday strength, Tuesday cardio, Wednesday strength, Thursday cardio, Friday strength? And maybe a recovery day on Sunday, and maybe just lounging around, just not doing any exercise on Sunday, maybe just going out and having fun. What's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that. If you know what you're doing. If you're walking in and gotten a strategy session from Grit Gym, please do. You're going to learn a lot more about your body, your specific body. Even if you know a ton about the body, you're still going to learn a lot more. I've had medical doctors come in and just go on and on and on about how they didn't know all this different stuff. They knew nothing about, you actually don't know anything about exercise. Anything they know about, when they come in and they didn't know all the, like hip sockets and shoulder, all that, you know, and they're asking questions because inquisitive people, and they tend to like this stuff a lot. So you're going to learn a lot more about your body. You could also, if you just absolutely, I can't convince you that you should work out for a certain amount of time every single day. You could also, like, which is bogus, you're just lying to yourself. You can work out every single day. You have any excuse, you know. I heard one from my sister one time that I thought was really funny. She goes, well, when am I going to see my kids? Well, mine's about as much time. Their grandma spends about as much as their mom does going to see her kids. She'd pick her own kids up from school. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday. What if you got a strength training deal, strength on Monday, strength on Wednesday, cardio on Friday, start again on Monday? That's 3 days a week. That's 3 hours. You got 168 hours in 1 week. That's 160 not training, 3 hours of training. You can find the time. What about a Tuesday, Thursday strength training program? Because strength is the one thing. Honestly, the first thing that I nixed was cardio. I didn't say strength on Tuesday and which I'm going to do. Strength is king. You have to have strength training. You don't get to go get, if anything, you would want to go get your cardio from things that are fun. Class, you'd want to take, you know, I don't know, you want to go Zumba. Yeah, thanks, Brent. You'd want to go Zumba. I shouldn't make fun of Zumba because I have no idea what it is. I have no clue. I mean, it could be really good. It could be really, really bad. So I have no clue. All I know is a funny name, and it's a group exercise stuff. But you can find the 1 day of strength training. You can find a way to get that in. Now we're an hour out of 168 hours. And you get time. It is absolutely ridiculous. And you make the time. Joanne says Zumba. One of the ways that I've done it with people in the past is, what about a noon hour? You'd be surprised how many businesses that people work for, like a hospital or T and Pearson in our back, businesses are willing to say, yeah, if you work an hour early, or you work 1 hour later, hour for lunch. So they had a half-hour lunch before. Now she gets 90 minutes, or he gets 90 minutes for lunch. This allows them to get in and get their work, 10 minutes or 5 minutes to get here, 1 hour to work out, 20 minutes to shower, 5 minutes to get back. Bam, enough time to get their noon hour. But it takes asking the question. So this goes back to kind of like the social norms and the priorities, and finding a way and having the guts to actually turn the channel on yourself. Like, most people are just like, why wouldn't I? Like, of course I put on clothes before I walk out the door. You put on clothes before you walk out the door because you made it a priority. Wouldn't I be able to go work out at noon? Why wouldn't I be able to go work out right after work? Why wouldn't my kid understand that I need to go work out? On top of that, why wouldn't you want your kid to make your, why wouldn't you want your kid to see that? So many people, kids be what gets in the way of their hopes, dreams, wishes, the life that they wanted to live. To me, like, if I found out that my mom, Janet's a hardcore badass. If I found out that Janet always wanted to write a book, for instance, or always wanted to climb Everest, or always wanted to do something, you know, apparently a maniac. But let's say I found out that she didn't get to do that to drive me to Little League practice every summer. I hate that. I do. Or the source of resentment for her not going for her hopes, dreams, and would have rather skipped baseball and had her do her, or caught a ride with some other solution. That I'm not saying this is much rather that have happened. Your kids do waste away and miss out on the source of your want to be do what you wanted to do. Aaron says, so true. My kids will ask me why I go to the gym so much. I tell them it's time for me and I need to take care of me for them. Then they push me out the door. That's cool. That is really heart flutter. It's cool. Yeah, fluttering constantly because I'm drinking assholes and coffee. I think that's sweet. Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, the good family atmosphere. I mean, that's a lesson that the kid is taking away from that is just astounding. You know, like they will take that and they will put that into their lives later on. They're going to value health at a different level than they would have before. Amazing. Aaron says, yeah, it makes me smile too. Everybody's showing up. But that, yeah, like, how you think, act, and behave will give the foundation, like how your kids think, act, and behave. The foundation of what they're going to grow into is going to be built just by being around you. So, I mean, they're just more about they're more likely to do those things later on. It's pretty badass. Like priorities. So we're getting past it. I went over again. So making strength a priority, extremely important. Okay, you have to. It changes everything. It changes the whole game. You have to have speed. You have to have power. Those are the big ones. You have to train appropriately. Focus on how you actually move, not just moving a lot. Lift heavy, but at sub-maximal loads. So max out all the time. We looked at sub-maximal loads. But first of all, you have to have the guts and the courage to go out and make this thing real. I really appreciate it. All you guys at Con appreciate that too. If you thanks. It's interesting doing these. So being here. Thank you. I'm there.